What exactly are we talking about?
Politics.
Sports.
Education.
We'll tell you anything you want to hear.
We talk, you listen.
Big's Golf Talk.
Well, here you all are, waiting to hear my broadcast. How very nice of you.
Big's Golf Talk.
America is talking.
Talking and yakety yak.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's all about talk.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Do you know who this is?
Big's Golf Talk.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
That's the fact, Jack. Now we'll talk.
Connect with Big's Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Big's Golf Talk. Subscribe with us on YouTube and iTunes, Amazon Music, and the Google Play Music Store. We're also available on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Alexa devices. Welcome into BGT TV, Big's Golf Talk, BGT 2.0 on the Ignite Golf Network. I'm John Quick. He is Bill Cuevas, the Golf Father, and Amanda will be joining us for her segment. And here we are, man. Our website is bigsgolftalk.net or .com, BIGGS golftalk.net or .com. I've been getting a lot of messages, Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, asking if we're going to be broadcasting live from the PGA show. And let me just say this. Mm-hmm. They have a new process on how that goes. Sherry and her team already are aware that we want to be live there. So we're just waiting to hear back before we actually put anything on social media or anything like that about us.
We've done our part. We've done everything that
I think this will be the 5th or 6th year we'd be doing shows from there. Yes.
And, normally we would think that, we have seniority, but unfortunately that's not the way life
goes.
Rolls.
Here's the way I look at it. And I'm sorry if people get offended. I really don't give a damn.
Uh-huh.
But here's the deal. We are the only show that has ever showed up for every single time slot that we ever committed to.
That's right. And live.
Yeah.
We have actually been live, not recording and showing at a later date. We have been live, and we have been live for a full 2 hours. Not a half-hour slot, not an hour slot, a full 2 hours. And we're up there and bright and early, the slot that nobody else wants. We've taken the later slots. We've done every slot humanly possible. So we did put in our request. We'll see what happens. It's early in the morning, so maybe the people don't want to do it during that time. We think it's prime time because, the vendors are setting up. Right. We could always snatch one of them. And then as the show opens, so does the show is getting into full force. We're getting all those people in. So it's pretty cool. This year, different setup. We've heard that their space is limited, but they
are filling up. I mean, the PGA show is, they had to really, find a spot, if you will, for the satellite media area where we would be broadcasting live from, just because they are just selling out of all the booths and stuff like that.
The industry is booming again. And I'm excited for this year because it's, in the beginning, we were always outside, the venue for those 2 hours in the morning. And you sort of kind of felt like you lost something because you were sort of kind of detached. And all we got to do is see all our friends running through the hallways to get to the next appointment. But then we've gone inside and it feels like actually part of the show. It really feels more like it. And this year, they're talking about an elevated stage. So that's going to be cool because it's going to be the first time that when you do the broadcast, you're going to be able to see everything.
So I believe our plan is they're going to have two sections. One video section, one podcast / audio area where we can go live or record, whatever the case might be. Mm-hmm. But we're going to try and utilize both areas. Absolutely. Not during our live show, but we're trying to utilize both areas where we have later on interviews and stuff like that from
meetings out there. Yeah. It's a nice quiet meeting area that they had like last year, which can be utilized, and it should be utilized. It really is good. It works, and I'm interested to see what they have this year. I'm excited, because we know people are interested. People want to do it because they know that we're going to be there. They know that we're going to do the show again, and they're excited just like us. So we want to be the first. I think they got a
By the
lot of
way, let me
extra.
tell you, if you're a vendor that wants to meet with us and stuff like that, this is the time to book your meetings now with us because
Yep.
we are getting filled up. I mean, I'm getting messages left and right from
Mhm.
the vendors that are just looking.
Everybody wants to be in.
So
They want to be in it to win it. So it's actually good. I'm excited for it. I really am. I'm excited for the show itself and to see. I know there's going to be a presence of pickleball this year as well. So I want to look
we
at
have committed
that.
for the 2024 season to talk
Yep.
a little bit about pickleball. So we're gonna get
So
some, maybe our first guest from pickleball will be at the PGA show.
that would be cool. There's a few that Greg has met already over because he's into pickleball. So there are a few companies that are going to be there that he has already spoken, to and stuff like that for the magazine. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a good idea. I think being that they lead into each other and stuff like that. And there's a lot of golfers that are playing pickleball, so it's going to be cool. I'm happy. I'm excited for it. It's right around the corner.
The other big news around the golfing world is obviously the announcement from the USGA and RNA regarding the rollback of the golf balls. Every single media outlet's talking about this. That we are no different. We are talking about it too. We've been talking about it off the air, between each other, between other.
Yeah.
I'm getting messages from people. What does this mean? Here's what it means: is a few years ago, we actually discussed this because there was just a little tease about it from the USGA about rolling it back for the elite players. But now they have announced that it will be for all players, that this rollback will be for. Meaning, what does this mean? That means once they flip that switch and says this is an official rule now, every single golf ball that is ever made will be non-conforming.
And that's something because you have people that stockpile their balls. You know what I mean? A good sale. There's a sale. Got to go get our ball. 2 dozen for this. Yep. Or Encore that people have the subscription.
Yeah.
People get the subscription to them and they have their balls delivered regularly or whatever they're going to do with the memberships and stuff like that. What do we do then? Are we still?
We have actually reached out to the USGA and we requested time with Michael Wan, the commissioner of the USGA. He's obviously very busy with media requests, so we're pretty much probably at the bottom of the list. Mike is a good friend of the show, so at some point we will probably have Mike on after he's probably fulfilled the major
Outlets,
network and things like that. But one thing we do have a golf ball company that's going to be on the show today to talk about what does this mean for them, what does this mean for their customers, and moving forward, what will they be doing with this information, moving forward with golf balls going to the consumer. So now there's a lot of people that's talking about this, Bill, and a lot of people are saying. And pros are saying, as a matter of fact, I have Ricky Fowler and Keegan Bradley, according to Sports Kita Golf. Ricky Fowler and Keegan Bradley criticize monstrous expected golf ball rule change, joining PGA Tour golfers in opposition of it. Keegan Bradley and Ricky Fowler can be counted among the golfers who dislike the new rollback rules the USGA is probably going to implement. With driving distance continuing to rise, the USGA has been considering limiting how far it can go, thus potentially removing an advantage a strong driver might have. Both expressed attitudes towards the rule. Bill, there's some pros that are say, what's the big deal? There's some pros that are saying, they don't understand it, and why mess with it.
I mean, Rory, which always seems to be the other guy from the other side that's going to go against the grain, he is totally for it. And, from what I can read out there on social media land, and, he's even said, people are making a big deal about it, but the amateur golfer, the regular everyday golfer like us, you're only going to lose between 5 and 10 yards.
Yeah, Dottie
Is-
Pepper said the same thing.
Yeah, it is. But you know, what's the average golfer? You know what I mean? We play with guys that are average golfers that are hitting the driver 300 plus yards. Is that the average? That's not average in my book. When you're pounding the ball over 300 yards, we see it. They may not be a pro, you know what I mean? But I don't believe that their drives are average. So will they only lose 10 yards? And are we going to make that much of a big deal and difference for just 5 yards? For, I don't understand.
Well,
If it's only
I'll
5
tell you
yards,
from an amateur side of things for
Mhm.
myself, which
Yeah.
I'm on the shorter side
Mhm.
of my distances. I'm
Yeah.
not on the medium side. I'm not the
Yeah.
average. I'm not above average. I'm on the bottom side of this.
Mhm.
So does 5 yards make a difference to me? Yeah,
Absolutely.
it
And
does.
that's what I'm trying to figure out how, with all the stuff that they have out on the market that you can use. And nobody's saying that you want to go out on Saturday or Sunday morning with your foursome and you want to use your golf balls.
And I get what these guys are trying to do. They're trying to get amateur golfers to go get lessons and hit the ball farther. Bottom line is you're going to get people like me who's 56 years old,
Mhm.
57 years old, higher up, that already hits it shorter, maybe because age has crept up to them,
Yep.
or they just don't have that swing that's going to get longer distance.
Mhm.
So we rely on different things to try and get a couple extra yards.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, I can make the green from 170 yards. I can't make the green from 175 yards.
Yeah. That extra 5 yards, it can do. It's huge. You know what I mean? It's an extra, 15 feet. It's the meaning of on the green and off the green. And that, while for most, we want to have fun. And then, of course, what I'm expecting when they take away those 5 or 10 yards that they're talking about, you know what their answer is going to be? Move up a tee. Change the dynamic of the tees. Now, instead of 3, 4, now we're going to have 5, 6, 7, different tees, move up, because of the new golf ball, but I just say, instead of making these golf courses tougher and do it for them. They don't play. That's what I understand. And honestly, maybe
This
somebody.
breaking news, by the way, I'm actually, you see me looking down.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting a text message from a golf ball engineer. He is going to be on the show this week,
Nice.
and he's going to represent Encore Golf. So he's going to take Brett Blakely's place,
Okay.
and he's a golf ball engineer. He's going to be on the show to talk about this.
Nice. Good. That'll give us some insight. But I'm trying to understand, with all the equipment that a pro can use and we can't use. We all know that the pros aren't using the same golf balls that we use. They're not going to walk into the golf store or Walmart and pick up their brand of golf balls and do it. Their balls go
They're
through.
not going to walk into these stores and pick up a Titleist Pro V1.
No, because it's not the same. It's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges. I don't care if it's the same exact, name, brand, Pro V, whatever, or this one or that one.
And at first, I was thinking about this is only going to be towards tour golf balls.
Nope.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, no, because they're going to maximize the distance the golf ball can travel.
Mm-hmm. It's everybody's golf ball, and I don't know. I mean, why not regulate theirs? Their balls go a lot better than ours because they go through all those extra processes to make sure that center is center and this and that. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't. And I know most of us have tried it once or a while. That little machine, you stick your golf ball in it, you push the button, it goes brrr, and it gives you the center of that golf ball, which 90% of the time is not where they line you up. It's not the same alignment. So you can have an alignment, but it's not the alignment of the actual center or median of that ball. So we know that they're not floating our balls and doing all the stuff that they do for the pros. So why not leave us alone? When you go to add an extra process,
here's the deal. The people that hit shorter distances, that doesn't have a long drive record, is going to have a problem with this. The people
Absolutely.
that hit it 375 yards, 350 yards on a drive will not have a problem and don't see a big deal about it.
No.
So
But how much
that's
do
where
they
the
lose?
opposition and four is coming in at.
I'm
Ricky
trying to
Fowler probably
estimate.
not on the biggest, not on the long distance of driving, distances.
Ricky hits it over 300 yards with no problem at all.
Oh, all
So,
pros hit it over 300 is no problem at all.
yeah,
But where is he on that list of driving distances?
that's right. And I mean, even Rory is what, 350, 360.
Right.
How much does that affect him? Okay, so now he hits it back to like an alleged normal human at 315, 320. Maybe they're still cutting corners. They're hitting things over the water. They're finding
You
every
can only
way
make golf
humanly
courses long so much as long as there's land available. If there's no land available, you're not going to be able to lengthen the
You
golf
can't
course.
make it longer.
So where else do you do this? You got to do it in a
Mhm.
golf ball.
Yeah, or the equipment, because every year we've been promised 10 yards more.
Yeah.
And I don't know about
by now I should hit it 400 yards.
and we're not. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, maybe for tournaments and stuff like that, it might be a little different, but we'll see. Maybe the engineer guy can give us some more insight to everything and figure all that stuff out.
Yeah. So we'll talk with him a little bit later on in the show. He's going to be here with us on the 10th tee here on Big's Golf Talk BGT 2.0 on the Ignite Golf Network. And I don't know how many engineers are going to be, doing any kind of interviews. You guys can interview Michael Wan all you want, but we're going to talk to the guys that actually have to work directly with the golf ball itself.
Yeah.
So, there you go. All right, more Big's Golf Talk coming your way. BGG 2.0 coming your way with On Par with Amanda. Hey, what's some of the crazy things you have in your golf bag? Well, Amanda will talk about what she has in her golf bag. Coming up next with On Par with Amanda. We'll be right back right after this.